What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for listening. This is Behind the Daze. This is episode 4. Man, thank you guys so much for listening. I know I always say this, but thank you. Without you guys' support, this really would mean nothing. If you guys do enjoy the show, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I just want to build a community that is um, always there to grow as humans and kind of dive more into what makes them them and trying to figure out life just one step at a time. Today, I just want you guys to think about something real quick, okay? This is a situation that I want you guys to put yourselves in right now, okay? So, you're running a business, right? Let's say it's a multi-million-dollar company, okay? And you are a key presenter in a meeting, and the person that you're meeting right now is a really big, CEO of another big company that you're trying to sell an idea to. You're trying to meet a need that they have. And you've been preparing for this. This is your big chance. This is what you have been hoping for, what you've been dreaming of. And you heard down the pipeline that this opportunity was going to be happening in like 2 weeks, let's say. So you got 2 weeks to prepare a presentation that sells your company, basically, that puts your solution basically in their pocket. And what you've been doing is rehearsing the lines in your head. You are trying to figure out the perfect flow for the presentation, trying to figure out the PowerPoint slides, trying to make sure the theme, the color, the font size, you're just trying to make it as detailed as possible. And you're trying to make it the best. You're trying to make it perfect. Okay? You got a day until the presentation happens. Let's fast forward, 13 days? 14 days? So the night of the presentation, you are stressing to the max, right? Like, the stress has been like a little snowball, at the very beginning, just rolling as you're getting stuff prepared, as you're going through all your information, all that good jazz, And it's now the night of the presentation. Like, you got that presentation the next morning, 8 o'clock, you got to be there dressed sharp. You got to be on point, right? But the night before, the amount of stress that you are going through right now is like a avalanche running down Mount Everest. It is rushing down, knocking down trees, taking down everything in its path. And you are still rehearsing and just preparing for this presentation. Okay? And as you're preparing, you're rereading. Like I said, you're planning. You're making sure the flow is good. All right? You look at your watch. It's 11 o'clock. I was going to say it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, but that'd be kind of like stretching it a little bit. Let's say it's midnight, okay? That's average. We're grown adults. We can go to bed whenever we want. We typically go to bed early because we're old. Typically, I go to bed early because I'm an old person. I don't stay up late. I go to bed at like 9:30, 10. But sometimes you'll have one night where you're up at midnight. Okay? You look at your clock and you're like, oh, snap. Midnight. Well, what are you going to do? You don't want to oversleep, so you set 2 alarms. Okay, genius. Smart. You set one, at 6. Okay, that gives you about 2 hours to get ready. Then you set another one at 7. Okay, that gives you about an hour to get ready. You got to keep in mind it takes you about 20 minutes to get to the presentation place, the site where you guys are going to be meeting. It's not your office, it's not their office. It's kind of a neutral ground. Let's say it's like a WeWork. I've heard of WeWorks, I've seen them, never used one in my life, but let's just say it's like that. It's like an office space where you can rent. Okay, so you meet there. A neutral ground, that way no one feels stressed or anything, but in your mind you're stressing because it's a big presentation, right? You got the presentation down pat. You think in your head everything's perfect. I stayed up, I rehearsed it, I got all the lines, I got the flow, I got the slide, I got the font, I got the color, I got the font size, I got everything booked up. I got it going, baby. It is $1,000,000. But when your first alarm gets up, like goes off, ring 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 ring, rah, rah, rah. You know how alarms are annoying, right? It goes off 6 o'clock. You're still tired, so you hit snooze. You turn that puppy off. Now your 7 o'clock alarm goes. Okay, so now it takes you 20 minutes. You only got 40 minutes to get ready. Okay, so now you're rushing around to get ready because you actually woke up at that alarm. Okay, you're rushing, you're going. You get your hair done, you got your suit or dress on, whatever you identify as in this situation. For me, it'd be a suit, so I got a suit on, I got a nice, like, 2-3 piece suit. I got a tie on. Damn, man, I'm picturing in my head right now, I look like $1,000,000. Okay, not a scuff on my shoes. Shoes are nicely polished, baby. No wrinkles in the shirt. I That was part of your prep the night before. You picked out your outfit that way. You knew something like this was gonna happen. You think ahead, right? But you're still rushing around. Okay. You're going to brush your teeth after you get your hair done and everything. Boom, got that done. You don't have time for breakfast. You look at the clock. Oh crap, man. I got 30 minutes to get there, okay? Well, you got to think of traffic now. So you got to jet out. You ain't got time for coffee. You don't have time for a sandwich, a Pop-Tart, nothing. Okay? No banana. So you're hungry. Okay? So what you're doing is you're focused on your next meal, right? Okay. So, you're driving, you're looking, you're speeding through traffic, you're in a rush, right? You're jamming out to some music, me, I got a whole playlist for high speed music that I be listening to. So, you'll be listening to like some Vaughn or like some Dirk or someone like that, just jamming, just weaving through traffic, man, I'm picturing in my head right now, okay? You're driving and you're like 2020, let's say it's like a Chevy Camaro or a minivan if you want. If you want to whip around in a minivan, that's cool too. I'd get a minivan. I'd suit it out, man. I would have the coolest mom-mobile ever. But anyway, that's besides the point. So, you're whipping it around, all right, and you get to the presentation. You think you nailed it. Okay. You give it, you shake hands, you meet the dude. You say, hi, my name is Jacob, nice to meet you. He says, hi, my name is Billy Bob, nice to meet you. I'm like, that's a cool name. And you just do some small talk. I hate small talk, but you do some small talk, right? So after you get the small talk situated, a whole bunch of people come in. It's like the executives of the company that you're talking to. It's not just one person. It's like a 12-on-1, okay? You're outnumbered. You're in the belly of the beast right now, okay? And you give the presentation and you nail it. You're like, okay, Mr. Billy Bob, this is our situation. This is our solution. This is what we got for you right now, okay? We can do this, this, and this. This will take care of this, and even this situation, okay? It's a great deal. You get a 3 for 4. Perfect. You tell them how much it is. He was really digging the price. He said, well, so and so can get it for me for this. And you're like, well, I can get it to you for this, and this is also what we will do. It's called added value, okay? You don't just do the product, okay? You also add some value into it as to why they would want to use you. You're like, well, if anything happens with this, we'll come service it. If you don't like the product in, let's say, 2 weeks, give back full refund, okay? Stuff like that, okay? Or it could be like a whole different thing that you do. You could be like, well, if you get this, it will add you into this program, and you get these perks with it. You get this with it. Sometimes you're in a raffle, and we'll send you on a trip or something. I don't know. You're selling it. You're hitting all your bullet points in your presentation. You think it's all perfect, right? You ask, any questions? You kick back. You wait for a second. No questions. Okay? No questions. Perfect. That's what you want. No questions. No questions at all. But the CEO, the big guy that's sitting right in the middle, eye contact the entire time, looking at you locked in, he says, I do have one thing about your presentation. He asked you, he said, how bad do you want this? And when he asks you that question, it kind of throws you off a little bit, because in your head, you're like, dude, you have no idea. I've been busting my ass for the past 2 weeks trying to get this presentation perfect, rehearsing it, like replaying it in my head, going through it, rewriting it, changing the script, changing the PowerPoint slides, changing the font color, changing the font size. Dog, you have no idea how bad I want it. Well, he says, I don't know, man. You just don't act like you want it, Like the presentation, that's fine. Presentation is great. I love the presentation, but like you come in here, you look exhausted. Like you don't look like $100. And this is pretty bold for a guy to tell you this as you're standing in front of him. But you got to think about it. You're a multi-million-dollar company, and he's a multi-million-dollar company, right? So he's just giving you facts. And he's like, I don't know, man. Like he said to you, everybody can do a presentation and do it good. But if they come in here looking like they're tired, looking like they don't want it, looking like they just rolled out of bed, and granted, you got to think about it in your head. Yeah, I didn't get the right sleep. I didn't get to eat this morning. I mean, I'm kind of hungry. I'm not really feeling myself. My stomach kind of hurts. You just play all these excuses in your head, right? Like, I get it. I get what he's saying. So, you just think in your head, what's next? So, after he gives you this whole rundown of your appearance, apparently that matters, okay? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he basically he tells you, hey, I'm not really feeling your energy right now. Come back, okay? Come back. It's just gonna be a one-on-one, just you and me, okay? Don't worry about a presentation. I just want to sit down and have a conversation with you. Okay. So you come back, sit down, have a conversation. But in that time, you're not really stressing about it, okay? You get the right sleep. You do everything right that you didn't do before. And yeah, the conversation was a little rocky, okay? He did ask you some hard-hitting questions that you did not have answers for, okay? That's perfectly fine. You just answer them. I don't have the answer right now, but I'll get you the answer soon, okay? And you just have a good conversation. You don't have everything that you needed. You weren't really that prepared. Like I said, you weren't really, because you didn't know what you were getting yourself into. Okay. Now, I say this. I give you this long situation. And by the way, I my brain just completely jumped off topic. Okay, so after this conversation, you guys strike the deal. Okay, conversation goes good. You say, Billy Bob, I really appreciate the time and the second chance. And he said, Jacob, I appreciate the second chance too, and you coming back. Because most people, they don't come back. They get intimidated and they just blow us off. But not you. Good job. Okay, so after all that situation and after everything, you're probably thinking, the listener right now, probably thinking in your head, why? Why did I just give you this long, drawn out situation that doesn't even happen, that involves a dude named Billy Bob? Now, I don't know if you guys know anybody named Billy Bob, but I don't. Only in situations. Only in. I forget the word. That's okay. But the reason why I give you this drawn out situation, this scenario, that's the word I was thinking of, scenario, is I heard this quote. Is basically I heard this quote the other day, and it made me really think about it. Okay, it was I actually it's okay. I'm gonna give you a little backstory on where I heard this quote from, just because it is kind of funny. Okay, so I was sitting there with my mom in the kitchen one night eating. I think it was a Tuesday. I think it was like last Tuesday or something like that. And she loves like the Hallmark Channel, okay, where it plays like all the Christmas stuff. All the stuff ends in happy endings and everything. And I'm just sitting there just listening to it, just background music while I'm eating. I'm eating a peanut butter banana, okay? It's a banana with peanut butter on top of it. It's amazing. Um, but anyway, I heard this line, and it says, "The road to perfection is paved in disappointment." Okay. Now I want to go back to that situation where um, he asked you to come back. Like, I would be disappointed if he didn't sign up right there and then. And in that situation, you were so caught up in making like the presentation perfect. You were trying to make everything aesthetically pleasing to the viewer, when you forgot about you as the person. Yeah, the presentation helps, but you carry like the company, like the meaning behind what you are presenting. And that wasn't on point in this situation because you were trying to make something else perfect. And when he told you to come back, you were disappointed because you were trying to be perfect and it wasn't. Okay. That quote, "The road to perfection is paved in disappointment," that hit me. I'm not going to lie. That hit me in a way. I was like, damn. Because I try to make everything perfect. If I can, I make it perfect or damn near perfect. Okay. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was just how I am. I want everything to be as good as possible, or if it was just kind of like taught to me as I grew up. Because like when I was in band in middle school and high school, and like just in school, like just growing up in school, just in general, like you're stressed to be perfect in school, getting all A's and everything. And when you're not getting all A's and you're trying your best, you get disappointed because you're not perfect, and you lose sight that, hey, like the outcome may not have been perfect, but I tried my best and it was perfect to me. Like, I feel like nowadays people just try to package themselves as like a perfect like masterpiece, like a work of art. But in reality, everybody has shit that they have to work through. Not everybody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, really. Um whether that be like your parents, your friends, yourself, um, the government officials, the Pope himself is not perfect because we're human. We all make mistakes and we get caught up, I think. And I know I always say because of social media, and like, I don't want to dog social media. Social media is good, and I feel like every time I say this, like, I feel like people think I'm dogging social media, but I'm not. It's just how you use social media and how you look at things and interpret them kind of messes with people, and they think they have to be perfect the whole, like, ever, like, all the time. And like, you lose sight in moments that could have been perfect to you if you weren't thinking of the bad stuff that's happening. Like, you could have a great day, and then like two things are like out of place in your house, or like you get stuck at two lights, and you're like, that puts you in a shit mood, and it messes up everything else in that day. And like, I feel like people just gotta get over the fact that not everything is gonna be perfect, and I am one of those people. Like, I this is gonna be a whole nother episode, but like, being in control and making something perfect, that is what I like. I don't I don't like other people. This is really bad to say. I don't like other people being in control of something that, like, I'm doing, or that I have to put my name on. Because if you have a certain way and you know this way works, and you've seen it done multiple times and the outcome has always been the same, you want to stay on that. You know what works. And if someone comes in and they throw something in on it and it just doesn't turn out right, you're like, damn. In my head, I'm thinking, I could have just done it myself, and I know it would have worked, and we would have not had this problem to begin with. It would have been perfect. I mean, I think about that a lot, especially like when it comes to just people in general, man. Like, I'd be watching someone at like the store pick up something, and I'm like, why would you pick it up like that? Just pick it up like this, and it'd be like easier. I don't know. I don't know. The world's not perfect, and that's something that, like, I struggle with. And like, even with this show, even with Happy Days, um, I I want it to be perfect, and I I work really hard to get it to where it is. And like, I'm not trying to sit here and like toot my own horn and be like, yeah, I put in a lot of work. You guys better think it is perfect, because it's not. No matter how much like effort and stuff that I will put into it, it's not going to be perfect. Like, there's still going to be stuff that is out of whack. There's still going to be um like stuttering and like me talking and stuff, and like the video quality is not always going to be perfect. The audio quality is not always going to be perfect, but I'm going to try my damnedest to make it good. Like, the next step is hopefully getting a new chair, because this chair squeaks so much, and I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can't really hear it when I edit the videos, but I hope you guys can't. But this chair squeaks like a bitch, and I really don't want that squeaking anymore to go on in these videos. That way, that's another less thing that I have to worry about, and that it's perfect. That the audio is perfect. I don't have to worry about it for you guys. All the editing and stuff, I mean, I really don't do a whole lot of editing, if I'm going to be honest with you. But the editing that I do, I take my time, and I I try to get it good. I try to match up everything. I really try. I try to make it perfect. But it's not going to be. And that's just something that I got to deal with, you know? People are going to point out like just different stuff that's not going to be perfect. And you can either do two things. You can either evolve and take their thought and comment into consideration and fix it, or you can just blow them off and be like, you know what, screw you, I don't want to do that, I don't want to listen to your advice, I don't know who you are, don't talk to me, this is my life, and just blow it off and then just not improve. Like, I don't know, you just gotta take people's criticisms with a grain of salt. You can have it, you cannot have it, but either way, it's not going to be perfect. It may be perfect in your eyes, but to other people, it may not. So I think, I don't know. I'm not saying that there's no perfect moments in life, because there are. Like, there's a billion of them. I can think of so many right now that were perfect, like, for me. Like, yeah, the startup was a little rocky. Like, there's a trip that I had, and we got stopped on a highway in Atlanta because of wreck for like 5 hours. That was not ideal. That was not perfect. But the trip itself overall was a perfect trip. Like, sometimes we just have to look at like the bigger picture and not be so zoomed in sometimes. Because if you're zoomed in, you notice all the small things. But if you zoom out just a little bit and enjoy the moment, dog, it's perfect. Like, I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. I feel like I've explained it enough, but yeah. Just do it the best you can, people. That's all I'm saying. That is really it. Just do the best you can. Because, I mean, as long as you did your best, that's all that matters. Because if you fail, it's just a learning moment, you know? That's what we love here at Behind the Daze, is learning moments. We don't fail in life. It's just a lesson learned. You take that and deposit it in the bank of education, bank of life lessons. There's an actual saying that goes like that, but I forget what it's called or how it goes. But I don't know, guys. I just say, let's just drop this perfection act and just act like human beings and enjoy life and just go with the flow, baby. Just rock out with it. But no, thank you guys so much. Really, this is really, guys. I'm speechless right now. I think about just like the opportunity that this show that you guys are giving me, that I'm working on achieving, and I really can't do it without you guys. Thank you guys so much. Feel free to check out the website and everything. There has been a change, like I said in the previous couple clips. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I did update the website. It is now HAPPYDAZEco.com. It's not .co anymore. HAPPYDAZE.com was actually available this time when I went to renew it, and it works now. So thank you guys. Feel free to check out that. Feel free to check out HAPPYDAZEco on the Instagram. Check out Behind the Daze on Instagram. If it's blank right now, I am sorry. We are working on it. Just getting everything ready, but it should not be, because it's January. You guys are listening to this, and we should be up and running right now, baby. So feel free to check out everything. Check out Happy Daze Co. Check out the website. Follow Behind the Daze on Instagram at Behind the Daze Pod. The Real Happy Daze CO on Instagram. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Now go live life in a happy daze. Peace.